This world is really unfair, and it is unfair the fact that birds eat worms, but guess what? They do. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, what do you do when you are stuck? What do you do when you find yourself in a situation where things are no longer working for you? What do you do when things are not going your way? What kind of the person do you become? A lot of people have got a lot of questions whenever they are passing through problems in life. A lot of people fail to understand when tragedy hits them. The most important question to ask is, what kind of the person do you become whenever troubles comes your way? Today's topic is very simple, and we're going to talk about how to unstuck yourself, how to free yourself. Because the most dangerous thing that can happen to any person, a believer and unbeliever, is when you fail to unstuck yourself from problems. You fail to unstuck yourself from situations that are making you to become a person that you're not supposed to be. What kind of the person do you become? How do you respond? How do you react? I'll give you a lot of examples today, and I want you to pay attention and follow me very well. A lot of believers find themselves in situations where they are so stuck that they start thinking like God is no longer there. Of course, as human beings, we feel so entitled. As human beings, we feel like we deserve certain things. As human beings, we feel like we deserve to be respected, that we deserve to be given all the good things that this world can offer. And that is true. But unfortunately, this world is unfair. This world is really unfair, and it is unfair the fact that birds eat worms, but guess what? They do. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And that is how unfair life is. Sometimes you may work hard in school, but at the end of the day, you don't get the result that you deserve. Sometimes you may work hard at your workplace, but guess what? You don't get to be promoted. By the end of the day, you feel like you are not given the things that you deserve. Sometimes you may be the right person in that relationship, working so hard, making sure that the relationship works, communicating with the person, texting the person, but at the end of the day, the relationship does not work. And it's not your fault, but it is unfair. That is how life is. Life is unfair. You're not supposed to encourage weeds to grow. You're not supposed to water weeds. You're not supposed to give them fertilizer. You're not supposed to do anything special for weeds to grow. But guess what? Weeds do grow. I'm talking to you, the same person that is thinking life is unfair to you. And I'm going to tell you the truth, life is truly unfair. I remember the time that I passed my grade 12 exams and I was not picked for any scholarship. Guess what? I was stuck. I started complaining, meeting people and telling them about my story. Each and every person that I meet, I will tell them about how unfair maybe the Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board are, because I feel like I deserve better. I got so stuck, but I wouldn't be here if I never unstuck myself. I wouldn't be here if I was still stuck in that moment where I keep on telling people that this world is just unfair to me. Guess what? Most people, 80% of people, they don't care about me. 20%, they are happy that those problems are happening to me. So maybe you are that kind of the person that tells people about your problems, the things that you pass through, and you feel like it will make you feel better, and you feel like maybe things are going to change. They don't change like that. There are ways to unstuck yourself. There are ways you can follow to unstuck yourself. And I'm here to tell you those words. But before I tell you those ways to unstuck yourself, I'll give you a story. Once upon a time, something happened at home. My brother, coming all the way from Congo, my elder brother, God had blessed him so mightily. And I thank God that my brother is a blessed man. But that time, I still remember up to now, he came to our house and he realized that something was not okay with our restroom. So he decided to build a pit latrine. Not really. He decided to build a sockaway for us, right? This is my elder brother. He decided to build a sockaway for us at that particular time. And yes, he did. He built it so nicely. He paid people. He invested money in that project. But guess what? Once upon a time, our neighbor came, and this neighbor just destroyed everything that he built. Why? Because according to the neighbor, he had entered the neighbor's land, and that was a big problem. My brother invested money in that project. He did everything he could for that project to work. But guess what? It did not work. And sometimes when I think about it, I used to feel so bad, and I got stuck in that moment, and I could look at my brother and I knew that he was also stuck in that particular moment, thinking about the money he has invested in that project, thinking about all the resources he has invested in that project, but it did not work. And most of the times when things are not working in our lives, we become so offensive, we become so desperate, we become so defensive, like we lose our focus. We stop seeing what God is about to do in our lives. We stop seeing about the things that God is planning ahead of our lives. And most of us, we remain in that particular position and we fail to move. But looking at how my brother handled the situation, looking at how he handled the challenge, and that was one of the most amazing things that ever happened to me. And I learned something from him: the power to let go. The ability to look at the situation and say, I know that this situation is bad for me, but I'm not going to allow this situation to break me. That is what my brother did. He made sure that the situation does not break him. The situation does not destroy him. The situation does not change him. And that is what we are supposed to do as human beings. Whenever we feel stuck, whenever we feel like we are just moving in a dilemma, moving in a cyclic direction, and there is nothing that is changing in our lives, we have to sit sometimes. It's like catapult, okay? Amale again. Sometimes ufunika cha wayad don't such a kumbu for it to be able to move. Sometimes when situation hits you so bad, sometimes just move a little bit backwards. Then allow yourself to move. Just flow with that flow. Move with that momentum. Because sometimes when you keep on thinking about your problems, you keep on thinking about the things that are happening in your life, you'll be stuck. And the time is moving. The time you realize time has already gone. So you have to learn to let go. You have to learn to let go. And the only way you can learn to let go is when you forgive. The power to forgive. That boyfriend of yours will break your heart. Forgive that person and grow. We don't say that forgive and forget. No, we say forgive and grow. Forgive and grow. Begin to grow. Begin to see yourself becoming a better person. Begin to see yourself becoming a greater person. Begin to see changes in your life. Forgive and grow. So my brother forgave. My brother let go of the situation. My brother just focused on the kind of the person that he wanted to become in the future. And guess what? The situation was normalized. So that is what you're supposed to do as a person. Understand the situation. Forgive. Forgive the people that did wrongs to you. Forgive the people that did you wrong. Forgive the people that harmed you. Forgive the people that hate you. Forgive every person who did something wrong to you. Why? Because when you forgive, you are giving yourself room to grow. You are giving yourself room to move on in life. That is the power of forgiveness. Learning to let go. There was a man called Mr. Chicken Man. Les Brown talked about this story. This man, once upon a time, woke up in the middle of the night and he found out that his house was on fire. Now, because of how our hormones work and how our adrenaline moves sometimes in our body, this man decided to save himself. The time he realized that in the house, the kid and also the wife was still inside and the fire was so great, he wanted to go back inside, but the people that were around him stopped him. And there were screams everywhere until the screams stopped. And the time the screams stopped, everybody knew that the kid, the child, and the wife has died. When the family of the wife came, they realized that the story was this man has just saved himself. So we started beating this person. They beat the man. Okay? Until at a point where the man was called a chicken. But this person, instead of facing the situation, he got so stuck in that position that he became consciously and insane at the same time. What happened the time he woke up? he began to see himself like a chicken. He started seeing himself like a chicken. And wherever he goes, he calls himself Mr. Chicken Man. And up to now, this person is insane because of the tragedy that happened to him. Mr. Chicken Man got stuck in that situation. The tragedy that he never invited, the problem that he never invited, made him to become insane even at this particular time. But if he had the willpower, he would have faced the situation, faced the challenge. Because if you're not going to face the problem, if you're not going to face the challenge will kill you. The problem will destroy you. You will lose yourself. So, most of the time as human beings, we do not expect good things because of problems. But that is one thing that can help you to become somebody greater. That is one thing that can help you to become someone that is unstuck. Someone that is free from your past traumas, someone that is free from your past mistakes, the ability to expect that things will change. Knowing the fact that each and every problem that comes your way, this too shall pass. This problem is not here to stay. This problem is not here to stay permanently. This too shall pass. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Get yourself unstuck by forgiving. Get yourself unstuck by expecting good things to begin to happen in your life. I've been your coach, Innocent, and thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.